Before we jump into things, Anna's Quest came about because of a problem. That problem is called the PlayStation 3. Originally, this review was supposed to be of Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory, which has been waiting for a review for an unconscionably long time, especially since I had promised to finish it before the start of 2015. That was a series of disaster dominoes involving some of, but not limited to, the following. The game getting lost in the mail from Amazon, a mouse chewing through the PS3 power cord, having to order a new controller because the old controller would no longer hold a charge, ordering a new charging cable because for some reason the new controller didn't come with one and it was somehow incompatible with the old charging cable, trying to get the PS3 to sync with my new Wi-Fi system. Sony hates other electronics companies. And after all of that, with everything working, connected to the network to update the software in order to install the game that has finally arrived and ensure that everything is actually working, we now reach the best part. I just said that Sony doesn't like other electronic companies. Well, their proprietary yada 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 systems made it incompatible with my recording system too. Not without trying to hunt down some special cable to try to make it all work. So, here is the review of Hyperdimension Neptunia Victory in its entirety. Ah, shit. So that's why today we are going to see Anna's Quest, the first of a few adventure games that I'll be doing, rather than trying to build what will inevitably turn into a Japanese schoolgirl Skynet in my living room. So Anna's Quest is up first. I felt it was appropriate to start with because it actually came out during this long drawn-out fiasco in 2015 from Daedalic Entertainment. They made a lot of such games, and I'll be doing a couple more of them before the year is out in what I'm unofficially calling the SF Debris Frustrated Apology Tour. Anna's Quest is set in, I have no idea. Imagine if DC had made a Silver Age version of Little House on the Prairie, and that might give you at least a place to start. This is a world where people eke out a living in a one-room house, have 19th century schoolhouses, armored guards with spears, as well as talking animals, witchcraft, and super science. I am not exaggerating when I say that if Little House had an episode where Laura Ingalls Wilder had to ride a dragon down to the blacksmith to fix her electric blender, that it would fit into the world of Anna's Quest. Because all those elements are in here. You've been to the land that time forgot, but you have yet to visit the land where time became senile. Let's get down to it. After a prologue where the grandfather and Anna talk about how important family is to each other, the narrator reveals that the two lived in a cottage on a farm where Grandpa always said never head into the woods because it's like stranger danger cubed out there. Then the old man comes down with a case of the bubons, and Anna has to tap into her advanced medical knowledge, which really consists of worrying about him. So, with no other options left, she has no choice but to head out and look for help. Only that's when a witch catches her and locks her up in a tower. I believe this company is in Germany because there's a few linguistic bits here and there that they come across oddly in English, but the most significant is putting grandpa in quotes. That implies that one of these two is a robot or something, or they're not related, or something's going on there. But no, everything says that he is in fact her grandpa. Anyway, yeah, she grabs Anna and sticks her in this actually kind of nice room. Except for that ominous-looking contraption in the corner there. I don't know what that is. Probably the PlayStation 5 bundled with headpiece to suck whatever will you have left to live away once you've tried to hook it up to something. 9 times out of 10, that would be the witch doing a body swap with Anna, but this is the 10th one, where instead, she's activated the girl's latent telekinetic abilities, and there's only one way to test that.
I bent the spoon. Wow.
Won't James Randi be surprised? Well, the witch is delighted and leaves Anna locked up while she rushes off to do whatever witches do. Probably take some Eye of Newt down to the optometrist or whatever. But Anna is still not alone.
Oh no, oh no. What should I do?
Locked up with Seth MacFarlane, this witch is evil. He finally identifies himself as Ben, and it turns out he used to be a boy before he was turned into this stuffed animal. Kind of a reverse Pinocchio by way of the 100-Acre Woods. Well, with her new friend, Anna plans to get them out and figures her psychoflexus is the way to do this. So she finagles with the machine until she gets it to do some more voodoo and makes her abilities strong enough to just blast the door down. At last it has begun. The classic battle between an evil witch and Jean Grey. So, now we begin Chapter 2, The Great Escape. Ben, as our load, is no help at all and leaves Anna to figure all this out while he goes and hides upstairs. Yeah, I'll try to remember to grab your cowardly ass on the way out, Snuggle. Now you might be saying, why is this hard? Why don't I just use my Teleco-Whatsis to blast this door off its hinges just like I did with the one upstairs? Well, the problem is the witch is on the other side of this, and she may get surprised at the door getting blown off, but it's not going to take her out of the fight, and, well, magic is kind of unpredictable, so if I'm going to get out of here, I need to have a plan where she's not going to be right there to do whatever voodoo magic thing that witches tend to do here. And this will require cunning, of course, because it's an adventure game. Otherwise, of course, I'd just hit that door with a rocket launcher and that would sort itself out. Well, fortunately, I get some unexpected help here.
Anna.
Hello? Is someone there?
Anna. Anna. Over here.
Well, that'll cure your constipation. Not to worry, Joringle's ghost here is on her side. Dying through wasting away chained to a wall tends to leave one not feeling terribly neutral. He tells her about a hidden escape that she can unlock through a variety of fetching and cobbling things together, including pleasing a cat, which, of course, we all know was not one of the labors of Hercules because the gods felt he should have at least a chance of succeeding at the task. But nevertheless, she pulls all this stuff off only to find out that Joringle was wrong. That isn't an exit, it's the door to the basement, where all the non-technological witch stuff is being kept. But there is a magic mirror.
Greetings, young one.
Ah! What is this?
Shh.
What?
Shh. Even before you start. That was a preemptive shh. Just know I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it.
The mirror eventually gets around to explaining the situation. The witch put a curse on Grandpa, but if Anna heads to the town of Wunderhorn and talks to the wizard, he can help. But sooner or later, the witch will catch up with her, so to protect herself, Anna will need an amulet of protection. Fortunately, she can make one with all the stuff that's around here. This led to what was the most frustrating part of the entire game for me, trying to figure out the damn controls. They are simple, of course, so those who have played are probably scoffing at me, and yet, this was the problem I had. I know, but here it is. One of the things that you need is a strand of hair from the witch. Where might you find that? Well, everyone knows if you need to have somebody's strand of hair, the first place to check is a comb or brush. Second place to check is in their hat. So, I look around and what do I see upstairs? A witch's hat. Perfect. Problem solved. All I've got to do is search the hat. So I pick it up and then spend forever trying to figure out how to check this thing for a hair. And this is annoying the shit out of me because the controls, as I said, are simple. And yet I can't figure out how to make these simple controls look inside the hat. She just keeps saying it's a hat. I fucking know what a hat looks like when I look at it. That's why I picked it up in the first place, you stupid brat. So finally I break down and check the online walkthrough, and it turns out the hair isn't in the hat. The hair is in the drain for the sink. Now I'm not saying that that's an unreasonable place to put it. All I'm saying is, it would have been nice to tell me there's no hair in the hat. To at least tell me that I'm gone on the wrong track here. Because checking the sink was not intuitive as far as hair went. I just didn't see the witch washing her hair in a sink next to the hazardous chemicals. I see nothing that implies the witch lives here enough that she thinks that she should take care of her basic hygiene around here. I mean, the only bedroom we saw didn't really look like a witch's bedroom, does it? I mean, I don't want to stereotype, but this witch, at the very least, doesn't strike me as the stuffed unicorn hope chest kind of witch, does it? No, I don't think so. All you had to do was say, no hair in the hat, and it would have been fine. I played enough adventure games since way back in the tech stage, so I understand. Look, this is going to happen sometimes. I get it. It's just how many decades must pass before we anticipate the intuitively obvious choice and say, no, we're thinking along some different lines. Anyway, as you saw, Annis found an old attic that the witch stuck a baby dragon into and then sealed up with plaster so that you'd never know the entrance was there. Yeah, it's like the Cask of Amontillado meets Puff the Magic Dragon. Well, she rescues the poor little guy, and he'll be a help with heating up the cauldron. So, a good partnership here. He's done a hell of a lot more than that stupid bear did. After using some moon rays, we have just about everything in place. There's only one tricky part left. We have to have the help of a ghost. Well, luckily we made friends with one.
Please, I beg you. Find my ring and bring it to me.
Alright, I'll find it. I just need a little help too now. I'm going to try to make a spell, a protection spell, and apparently I need to have the cauldron downstairs blessed by the dead.
Yes, sure, I'll do that.
Alright, sounds good. I help you, and you...
I don't believe it. I'm free.
Yay! That's great, Joringel.
Jorinde! I have to go find Jorinde.
But, do you mind just helping me quickly with the cauldron?
My little nightingale. Oh, my silent dove. Your Joringel will find you and save you from this wretched place.
Yes, but Joringel? The cauldron?
Fear not, my nightingale. I'm coming now.
You do us up the crap hole. You better hope I don't find a proton pack in this place, Casper, or you are screwed. Well, not to worry, there's a guide on summoning the dead. All we need is something of theirs and a bit of sleep in order to summon them, and hope that A, they'll stick around long enough to actually help out, and B, what I summon is not a zombie. I mean, I do have that big juicy brain down there that'll lure them in. We have to be careful. As she lies there, Anna dreams about Grandpa telling her to go to sleep and agreeing to read her a story. And lo and behold, he gets the book through telekinesis. Now, this is a foreshadowing that he has the same ability she does. Or the fact that this is a dream. I once had a dream I could climb a mountain, but in the real world I get winded just looking at a flight of stairs. Well, it turns out the ghost that was summoned is Jorinde, the one that Joringel went off looking for instead of helping me. Oh, and eventually the jerk shows up, all my little lost dove this and my little nightingale that, and not a sorry for rewarding you freeing me by running off like the ungrateful dick I am. Fortunately, Jorinde is on Anna's side and gives him the stink eye until he finally keeps his promise and blesses the cauldron. Yeah, thanks. Couldn't have spared 20 seconds to do that earlier, huh?
Your time to shine, little guy. Excellent work, little guy.
I just felt the need to share the rare moment of someone being helpful in return for helping them. So Anna makes the amulet, which is good because the witch has made it inside and patched up the hole in the roof so we can't exit that way. Then she starts throwing ghosts at Anna, which fortunately are bouncing off the protection spell, but eventually the ectoplasm will probably short it out or however it works, so we're going to need to act. We can't focus the telekowatsis onto the witch, but I could yank away the magic wand itself. Not in the face! So they make a break for it and head off to Wunderhorn, but they stop and rest for Ben's sake because he's the load. While they're resting, a fox jumps out of the trees and begins talking, which at this point shouldn't surprise you, and he introduces himself as Reynard. He's hungry, but not to worry, he's not here to try to eat them. He's hoping that Anna can get some fruit out of the tree for him. Well, I checked through the inventory, but the only thing in there that looks like it's going to work is the telekinesis. I'm hesitant to do that. I don't want to launch the fruit out into the forest or make it explode when I try to pull it down. But luckily I can get it to work, and he gratefully points the way to Wunderhorn, where we are greeted to more animals, this time playing musical instruments. It must be awkward when they go to the butcher shop around here.
Are you famous?
Ah, am I... My word, were you educated in the slightest, commoner? Oh, the people of Bremen. They did love me so. It is true. Alas, all good things must come to an end.
They stopped coming to your shows?
No. I was exiled, forced to abandon my town like a mere common criminal.
Personally, I think it's a pretty understanding town if it opts for exile rather than just eating him.
If truth be told, we had reserved a desirable lakeside residence. It was perfect. Alas, upon our arrival, a band of uncouth rogues took it upon themselves to bargain with the owners.
Oh, you mean they struck a better deal and the owners ran with it?
Ah, well, you could say that. The owners did indeed run. Far, far away.
Oh, that kind of bargaining. Oh my, well, that's not fair, Roostwig. That's robbery.
Dear Fräulein, they're not called rogues without reason.
But someone should do something.
Alright, so I'll need to kill some rogues as a side Wait, no. I'm a small girl in a pink dress, not a Viking with an axe. Gonna need a different approach. Anna looks around the square a bit and discovers wanted posters for her and Ben, by decree of the royal family. Well, at least Ben is wearing a disguise. Not sure how well that's gonna work. That can't be the stuffed bear we want. This stuffed bear has a mustache. Alright, well, if video games have taught me any lessons, it's that nighttime's a terrible time to have a curse, mushrooms double your size, and if you want answers, you go to the tavern. So that's where Anna goes next, and boy, there are answers in there. Kids are disappearing by the old mill, there's some kind of beast terrorizing the town so much the blacksmith went out to look for it, and there is indeed a wizard about. He's been seen in the alley a lot, so that's a good place to check.
Ah! Oh my. Hello there, child.
Hello, strange old woman in an alley. I know this won't end badly. After some cajoling, the old lady agrees to show Anna how to meet the wizard, but only if Anna gives her the spell book that Anna took from the witch. Since the quest has hit a wall, I give it to her so it'll move forward, knowing that this is a bad move. But at least we get in to see the wizard. Anna's surprised that the wizard is a woman, but she accepts calling her the sorceress, as the woman asks. Now, you can search Google if you want to for female wizard to see discussions of whether it should be wizard or wizardress or witch to describe this person, along with lots of ladies in sexy costumes doing magical things, of course. But in any case, sorceress is really the notable term here. Etymologically speaking, a wizard is known for wisdom. Even today, we might say someone is a whiz at a task to show that they know a lot about it and are good with something. Sorcerer, on the other hand, derives from the Latin word sortarius, literally meaning one who influences fate or fortune. This is a distinction that will be important in the long run with the story. Anyway, the sorceress says she can help Grandpa, but she needs things to do it. A rose from Glass Mountain, the amber orb from a lake, and the spell book that Anna traded away. Oops. Anyway, that makes a trio of fetch quests, so we're going to have to get started on this right away. Well, the best place to start would be inside the church, where we inexplicably see stained glass windows about a dragon side by side with Christian symbols, which I do not expect to see. You are Smaug, and upon this rock I will build my church. I also can't help but remember the last time I ran into a group of people who worshipped a big red dragon. They wanted me to dump blood into the sacred ashes and attacked me when I refused to do something so pointless for them. Hopefully Reverend Theodore doesn't want me to do that. The guy in that painting back there, he says, was a powerful mage who summoned the red dragon on a stump out in the nearby woods in order to drive away the Lord of Darkness that was plaguing the town. The red dragon will also fly people up to the glass mountain if they ring the bell to summon it, but the door to the bell tower is locked, and this guy can't seem to figure out how to sort that out.
Alas, for many generations now, the door has been sealed shut. For years I've looked for a means to open it, but for years it has remained closed.
Have you tried an axe? I bet an axe would work. Then you could just build a door that actually works. The mage who summoned the dragon died casting the spell, but more amazingly, he's also the guy in the family picture that I found back in the tower. The little girl in the picture has actually grown up to become the queen, but she's been missing for the past year. Further checking the place out reveals symbols on the stained glass window of the dragon near the organ there, and also a painting that was done by a mute child of an event that she had witnessed, a mother banishing her own daughter. This is why you should clean your room, kids. You could be next. Anyway, you can naturally understand why such a painting belongs in a church. I head into the tavern, but sadly it won't let me take one of those axes to bash the door down, so I guess I'll move forward in a different way. The blacksmith's daughter's worried about her old man who hasn't come back yet, but mentions that a local, Gil, can show me how to get around in the woods to find him and to the lake where the amber orb is supposed to be. It's a little tricky getting him to get off his bar stool, but once I drain all the beer into the fountain, he's willing to come along and help. The blacksmith is out here, and he has a story about the beast that is terrifying and stealing all the fruit, but he's mostly concerned with his moping. So I figure, what the heck, let him mope for a while. I'll head on down to the lake and grab that amber orb thingy. There's a weird hooded man waiting for me, though. He asks for help, but when I offer it, he seems happy that I said yes to that and then leaves without asking me to do anything. Well, I could use with more quests like this, I guess. Things take a more unpleasant turn when the Weissefrauen try to lure Anna into the lake, but luckily there's a ghost named Hans who intervenes and spares her life.
Oh, I'm no hero, really. These cursed creatures. I fell prey to them, but they won't take any more life as long as I'm here.
Should have thought of that before you killed me, zombie bitches. Ha ha. The Weissefrauen killed Hans when he tried to get the amber orb for someone else. There's just no way to get it from them. But he says that they love beautiful violin music. If Anna can play some for them, they'll no doubt just give her the orb as payment. The rooster could play for them, but he'll probably want me to sort out his house first, so that's out. Desperate for an answer, Anna heads back to town and spies the antique shop, home of...
Hello.
Oh, goody. A little girl. Did you not read the sign? No, of course you didn't.
The surliest man in town. He has a love for children you don't normally find outside of Jean-Luc Picard after he just stepped on a Lego. Still, the guy's got a violin that is enchanted to play beautiful music. Hey, that's just what I need. And I have this very special diamond I collected from the tower. Extremely valuable. A perfect trade. Only the guy rips Anna off and gives her a broken lantern. Dick. You will rue the day, sir. Rue the day.
I'm right here. You really don't have to do that. No, really. Stop it. Why did I even buy that thing? I'm ignoring you, if you didn't already realize. Stop it!
Eep!
One thing children know is they will outlive you, so you'll give in before they will, one way or another. I've got this broken lantern now. I could ask the blacksmith's daughter to maybe fix it, but she's so busy with him sulking in the woods, I'll need to sort his problem out first. Which would be a lot easier with a working lamp, but fine. I think I know what's up anyway. Yep, the terrifying beast is Reynard. After a little persuading, he agrees to stop terrifying the locals and to lure the blacksmith back to town so he can get back to work. What a place, where a ghost and a fox are the voices of reason. With her father back, the girl fixes my lantern. That'll help. Since the enchanted violin's a no-go, I'm going to need to find a way to drive off the rogues who took over the rooster's house by the lake. He says if I do that, he will play for the Weissefrauen for me, so I just got to figure this out, some Scooby-Doo kind of plot. Well, I checked the shack out, and sure enough, I overhear their tales about ghosts, so naturally, we get an idea. Anna cuts up a bed sheet into a ghost, puts the glowing lantern inside, and uses her Psycho TK stuff to make it float around like a ghost. And that drives them off. Ha ha! And of course, the rooster is delighted that the house is there for him and his colleagues, and ever so grateful.
Do you think you could help me with one last performance? The Weissefrauen.
Come on, you must understand. Retired means retired. Finished. The end.
I know, I understand. Really, I do. It's just, well, my grandpa is sick and...
Please, please, spare me your tales of woe. I've heard it all.
Mr. Roostwig, I did help you, remember? It would mean so much to me.
Very well. Here. I have no more use of it. If you so desperately need to hear the violin, well, I suggest you get practicing.
What a cock tease. Well, how hard can it be? Okay, maybe a few pointers would be helpful.
Kill it! Kill it!
Alright, we're going to need to make a change to the plan. Specifically, we're going to have to do anything else but this. That enchanted violin is what we really need. And, well, let's be honest, Anna did give the guy enough payment for the enchanted violin, and he ripped her off. It's really only fair that she trick him out of it, so... She goes back there and distracts him long enough to swap the normal violin for the enchanted one. Hopefully this will go a little bit better now.
It soothes.
The itching, the burning, the flaking, it soothes. They give up the amber orb as payment. 1 down, 2 to go. Back in town, the guards are questioning Ben, though, about the wanted fugitives. But in thanks for his cooperation, they bring him inside for company while they drink and tell stories. Yep. No wonder children are disappearing. The blacksmith has to play woodsman vigilante when we've got these two on the job. You'd think that the one thing the guards could manage to do is, I don't know, guard. The next step is to track down that old lady, who it turns out is living in the old mill, the same place where kids have been disappearing. It might have something to do with her insisting that they sit on the chair next to the very, very obvious trap. But Anna's got to play along, so she sits in it, falls in the trap, and winds up in a cell next to...
We're doomed! Doomed!
Hansel just...
Doomed!
Would you stop? The spirits of darkness were less worried about this thing than you. The mill witch has been catching and eating the children of the village, which they have done dick about because when your boogeyman is a fox and the guards would rather get pissed to the gills than do their job, mill witches can do what they want without any worries. With a little trickery, though, and her powers, Anna manages to drop the key to the cell through the trapdoor, free the two of them, lock it up again, and then rig it up so that the witch's lever isn't going to work. Only Anna will be able to open the trap door now.
Gotcha!
This is why cartoons are such an important part of our education system. They teach you not to do that. Things aren't quite fixed yet, though. There's a protection spell around the book that's stopping Anna from picking it up. The sorceress says that in order to fix it, I'll need to find out how the mill witch enchanted it. Which takes a little persuading, but she's eventually tricked into saying most of the enchantment. That's enough anyway for the sorceress to explain how to counter that, and then get the book. Finally. 2 down, 1 left. All I've got to do now is summon a dragon. Shit. Now earlier I'd found the stump out in the woods where the dragon was summoned, with musical notes carved into it. The stump, not the dragon. You don't carve anything into a dragon without its permission, and usually only then if they've been in the Navy. Sure enough, combined with the symbols that are back on the organ in the church, when I play that, it opens the locked door, allowing Anna up into the bell tower where she's able to summon the dragon. Yeah, that was the part of the plan I wasn't so keen on. See, I've met dragon worshipping cults before, and the only thing they taught me was that people be crazy. Really, now that I think about it, I've only met one dragon so far that was actually nice, and that was that baby dragon. You don't think... That's a relief. I was half expecting it to eat the baby dragon. It's just been that kind of a day. Besides, if there's just one dragon, how did she have a baby? Wait, don't answer that. Some things we really shouldn't know. Anyway, she flies Anna up to the glass mountain, where we discover...
Not all rink-rank. Crazy. And... what was I doing here again?
Hello, sir. I was wondering...
No, you can't have it!
Well, who could have imagined a man living in a shack on the side of a mountain made of glass was crazy? Anna needs the rose, but he won't give it up, not with persuasion from her or pretending to be his conscience. She has no choice but to trap his beard in the window and leave him like that until he finally agrees to give it to her. It sounds cruel, sure, but it's been a long day. We are past the point of humoring crazed mountain hermits, all right? When you've taken it up the butt from the Antique Roadshow and a musical cock in the same evening and had to escape a serial killer, your patience is about as frayed as this guy's underpants. So he gives up the rose, and that's 3 for 3 finally. Now we can head back down to the sorceress to make everything better.
Fool.
I'm sorry?
Now, to finish what I started, child.
No, it can't be.
9 out of 10 people we meet are either assholes or useless. I should really know that by now. What's more, in the disguise of not looking hideous, the witch is in fact the queen-to-be, and has Anna dragged off by the guards to the dungeons. Uh-oh. Looks like instead of winding this thing down, we're just getting started.